Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token Channel, a live stream number 2. And of course, we're still celebrating 5555. You get one day to do it, right? So we're still celebrating that. So very, very cool. We're going to get into lots of details about our next targets, of course. Let's get into it. And of course, we're going to have a really fun live stream today because we're going to be talking about Hex crypto ecosystem full of great surprises. And of course, we're going to have a reminisce a little bit here and pull out some of the highlights. Just some of the highlights. There's been many. We're going to pick up some of the highlights that shows you how Hex keeps surprising to the upside as we head towards 1,000 days. Can you believe it? Heading towards 1,000 days, and we're going to cover a few of the highlights. Let us know in the chat any of your highlights as well as in the chat. Then we'll talk about those too. So if you've got some highlights about your Hex journey so far, put that into the chat. We'll have a quick talk about that. Hopefully, I'm aware of them too. Pretty cool. Now we're going to get into the chat and say hello. Let's see who else is in the house there. Big welcome from Hex Token Channel, of course. Hex Force 1 has landed. First Hex Token Channel member in the house. Ready for another great stream. Woohoo! Hey, good to see Hex Force 1. Wookie's in the house as well. Let's go. 10,000 subs. Yeah. I like it. That's our next big major goal is 10,000 subs. But, of course, ahead of us is 6,000. 6,000 subs will be our next target. And, of course, as we expand, and, of course, we're already up to 5,581 after just hitting 5,555. So we're already up well ahead of that. What's that? 25, 26 up ahead from that. So a big appreciate it to all the new subs. And of course, we do 2 live streams a day. So we're going to be rocking all the way to Pulsechain launch and then well beyond that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got Shane in the house there. Hey, Shane, good to see you. Woo! Yeah, I like the excitement there, Shane. But the next in the house as well. I like the fire and the dancing girls. That's pretty cool. Great White is in the house. It's our second Hex Token Channel member in the house. Good to see you, Great White. Hex Holder as well. Hey, y'all. Good to see you. And, of course, Richie Robertson. Good morning, Superman. Good to see you, Richie. Superman is obviously one of these surprises. Says Bitfinex. That's funny. That's funny. I like that. I like that, Bitfinex. Hex Holder says that was a quick jump from 555 to 58 subs in like what day? Yeah, I know. That's a pretty good. So, yeah, what's it? 26 subs, is it? 5560. Yeah, 26. It's pretty cool. Big shout out. So nice work. All right, let's get into it. We're going to talk about it. Like I say, let me know in the chat some of your highlights around Hex journey as we head towards 1,000 days. And of course, we're on day 994. 994, heading towards 1,000 days. Let me just double check. I'm pretty sure it's 994. Yeah, 994. Good. I just double checked that. 994. And just had a skip there for a second. And yeah, so we're going to talk about that. Let me know in the chat some of your highlights, and we'll talk about those. After this, we're going to talk about the Hex price, all the Hex charts. We're going to look at some new updated news or inflow from Dipcatcher and Maximus, because that's the next big thing coming up after our COSA, particularly after the COSA 14-day launch phase. And we are halfway through that 14-day launch phase for the WhatsApp NFT. And that's going to be a lot of fun to talk about that afterwards. We're also going to have a little quick look at KSB TV and Las Vegas. So check about that. So, in terms of getting back to Hex and reminiscing a little bit here, Hex keeps surprising with all these great surprises. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. And it's only warming up. It really is only warming up. In fact, I should have pulled up my chart. I'm going to pull up my chart later on. We're going to have to separate some of those chart items out, but for my waterfall chart, just to show you actuals and targets and possibles up the front there. So anyway, we've got we waited a pretty decent amount of time. I can't even remember exactly how long it was now, 14 months or something for Hex to launch, something like that. And of course, Hex ended up launching on the 2nd of December 2019. Yeah, 2nd December 2019. And man, it was exciting. It was exciting. I think there were a couple thousand people around at the time, if I remember rightly. And man, we're all split up into little groups. I mean, Hex was not big like it is now. We had, Richard had a good following. It was gaining momentum, and we always would watch Richard's videos. But we were all quite segmented, and on Telegram we would have little private chats and this and that. There were certain people that were getting well known, but not a lot of people were well known at the time. And we were slowly rising. There was moderators in the chat groups and things like that. But slowly, surely, we're growing. Anyway, so we had the first day, the AA lobby, right? And that was pretty exciting. The AA lobby, and of course, we had a billion Hex up for grabs, and I think we ended up with 21,000 Ethereum in the pool. And of course, Richard said, don't don't FOMO and don't, to take it easy. The AA lobby is going to be running for, like 350 days, and just don't FOMO in. But what did everyone do? They FOMOed in, and of course, it ended up being massive amount a massive amount of ETH in there, and of course, everybody got only a certain amount of Hex. I'm just trying to remember what it was. I think I have 43,000 Hex in my mind per ETH, but I could be slightly off there, somewhere in that ballpark. And so it was pretty funny to see that play out. And what am I saying there? Yeah, so that was pretty much a surprise to the upside, just a big amount of ETH. Then people started slowing down. The next day there was only half a billion in there, and so people were slowing down the ETH that was going in there, and then started dollar cost averaging, in terms of ETH into the play. Of course, ETH was way cheaper at the time, so we were playing that into the end of December, and then of course we had the all-time low price 5th of January 2020. So that wasn't long away. That was like just over a month after the launch, so people were, some people, you've seen them on YouTube, have picked it up, prices up at that point. Then we had a couple of DApps as well, a couple of second layer stuff that was coming out at the time. We had hourglasses. We had one big scam that, some people got compromised with the scam. Of course, putting the Hex in, and of course, it got rug build. We had a bit of that going on. And then, of course, we kept moving forward in time. And, more and more people were coming on board to the Hex ecosystem. More people were at the beginning, there was a lot of referrals out there. So I was out there with my channel with referrals. There's a lot of other channels out there, referrals. There were the famous ones, where you've got Peter from Wise Token, that was originally a Hex whale with 150 million Hex. And of course, he was a big promoter. And then he decided he didn't like how the AA lobby was working. So he ended up, moving out. And there was lots of drama in the streets about that at the time. And that was pretty early on. Just trying to think. I think it was it March, somewhere in that ballpark, 2020, somewhere in there. And so that was pretty high drama. So we had the DApp was high drama. We had, meanwhile, day after day, the ETH AA lobbies just churning over day after day. And then we, of course, we had the Peter Guru one with the 150 mil. And then, of course, after that, we ended up going, what else we have that was quite surprising? We had, then YouTube started purging some of the YouTube sites as well, particularly around crypto. And so we had different waves of crypto channels being purged. And then, of course, ultimately out of that came, ultimately the one to rise out of that was Hexologist. And of course, he ended up moving on to DLive. And of course, there she right. So, and then he was kind of, there were other YouTubers around, but he was definitely the one that was the light on the hill, as it were. And of course, people following him with that. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, people like Ryan Lopez and other people were out there still spreading the word and things like that on YouTube. But it was pretty crazy stuff. And then of course we get up to big payday, in November 2020, and people were like, "Oh man, all these traders are just going to get 150% on their Hex. They're just going to have to all that. They didn't even participate, and they're just going to buy a ton of Hex and then dump it after they got the big amount of Hex on there." But of course, the Origin account then came out of the woodwork, and all its daughter addresses and stuff, and then it starts staking up. So we ended up staking to like 98.7%, something like that. It was 98.7. I think it was about there, 98.3, 98.7, somewhere in that ballpark. And so that was high drama on the day. It's like, man, look at the last couple of days. I think just before the end of the AA lobby, and of course the big payday, and all these massive stakes are taking place. And of course we went from quite low staking into about 98.3. So it was pretty crazy times. And then of course that lowered the average payout. Instead of them getting well in excess of 100%, they ended up getting like 30%, 35%. So it was pretty crazy. The price dumped a little bit. It was short-lived. People were accumulating, especially a lot of Hex skins, and that was a major payoff for them. Just the accumulation. Whenever there's dips in the game, accumulating seems to be the best payoff, and Richard always talks about that. So it's definitely a lesson to be learned out of that. And then, of course, we moved on from there out of 2020. And, of course, then we had a big price rally into 2021. And obviously, we'd already had previous rallies in April when the Hex Godwell, forgot about that one. Hex Godwell came out and gave that first pump. I think it was about April 2020, some in that ballpark. And yeah, it was crazy times. And everyone's just like, well, look at the price. What happened to the price? You know, it was like crazy. And that's when we also, just flashing back to 2020, we also had, you know, the guy sold my Hex. I sold my Hex, man. You've seen that YouTube video many times. I should play that on this channel sometime. And of course, he ended up buying back somewhat, but I think he had like 16 million Hex. He ended up selling it, and he was trying to get back into the AA lobby. And I think he ended up with, I don't know, 1.5, 2 million, something like that. I don't know whether he's still stayed in or not. I think some people have commented on that before. But that was a pretty highlight. Sold my Hex. I sold my Hex. That song was pretty crazy. So it was a lesson learned, right? Lesson learned for everybody, and a way to go. And then, of course, 2021, you know, price really ramps up. And, of course, by the time we get to, you know, September, we had to, you know, by December 2021, when we had an all-time high of 51.7 or 56 cents, depending on which charts you're looking on, which platform. And of course, that was pretty amazing. The adrenaline rush was insane because we'd been stuck around a third of a cent for quite a while. And then we got stuck around the one cent mark for quite a while. And then, of course, we got stuck at 6 cents and 8 cents and 10 cents. And away we went. Once we sort of blew away 10 cents, it was pretty quick by the time we rose up to that all-time high. And, of course, a lot of new people came into the space, ecospace at that time. So, you know, pretty amazing surprises comes from Hex. And, of course, when you have that increase in value so quickly, you're going to get a lot of profit takers. So we saw that since that time. So it's been pretty crazy. The other thing, of course, is some of the hurdles that Hex has faced regards to all the gatekeeping, like coin market cap at spot 201 and all the other things like all the FUD and scams and all this. And here we are at day 994. Can you believe it? Day 994. A lot of those people have either come over, crossed over, or just sitting in their little box waiting for things to go in their favor, right? Because Hex just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And of course, at the moment, we've got like 308,000 wallet holders of Hex now. It just keeps getting bigger by the day. We've got about 106,000 stakers at the moment. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. We've got the highest of stakes coming up. A full documentary. It's going to be. There hasn't been a really big film documentary, except, you know, outside a few of the old Bitcoin ones. So the Richard Hart videos, you know, film documentary is going to be absolutely epic. And of course, who has 5 Emmy award-winning team actually doing their production quality, and of course, you know, backed by billionaires and things like that. So it's pretty crazy you think where Hex is at the moment. Some people say there's like 6 to 8 billionaires in the Hex ecosystem in some form or another, and of course they tell their friends over time. And of course, Hex is still pre-viral, so there's so many cool things to come with surprises. It's going to be amazing. Now, one thing I didn't talk about all along that journey, all the Hexkin faithfuls that have been faithful have got airdrops after airdrop after airdrop. So not only do you get the awesome return, you just keep these airdrops just keep coming. You know, uni token 1 inch. I mean, they just keep coming one after another. And you know, lately we've had you know, this new tokens with the ecosystem, because the ecosystem's just expanding from Hex with Maximus, and now we've got these surprises with Maximus and Icosa coming on. And of course, these are kind of surprises, all of these things coming into the ecosystem. So Hex is just not only is it a supercharged certificate of deposit on the blockchain, it's now a whole ecosystem, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, more airdrops, more value added to stakers. The stake class continues to get rewarded one thing after another. So it's so cool. Obviously, we've got the Wait token, we've had Pulse Dodge coin. You know, there's so many airdrops. Like, yeah, it's just crazy times. And of course, the other thing, of course, as Richard Hart often mentions, is that you know, Hex made Uniswap. You know, Uniswap was made by Hex. The Hex trade volume, the promotion by Richard, the use by Hexicans, and of course, the Uniswap benefit from the growth. And of course, many other projects ended up going on there. Even some of the ones that people don't like ended up going on there and adding a lot of value onto Uniswap because of Hex. So it's pretty crazy. Full of surprises, man. And the ecosystem's just getting warmed up. We're coming up to 1,000 days, and Hex is really just getting warmed up. So cool. Get in the chat. Let me know some of the surprises that you think have been pretty amazing around Hex, and we'll see if we can talk about those too. What else we got going here? Yeah, the other thing, of course, is Hex. You know, Richard talks about this too. Hex is actually held up dramatically. If you look at a log chart, the price has held up pretty well despite the recent pullback down to 94.5%. We've actually, you know, on a log chart, still up dramatically against ETH and Bitcoin, and the chart is holding up very well on a log scale. So Some really cool surprises there. Who else? Let's have a look at some of the comments. See if we've got any more surprises that people think are really cool. And Bitfinex says, yeah, Superman, obviously one of the surprises. Yeah, nice. I like that one. We got Cookies and Crypto, Superman in the house, definitely in the house there. Hexol says Hex.com always shows the price in green. I like that. And what else that we got going there? We got Kung Tech Fu, Superman, Kung Tech 2, salute you. I appreciate that. Salute to you as well. And of course, I always do my Superman bow down for the salute. So that's the way we go. What's up, Hexkins, Pulsexkins, Hex Dronians? Good to see DX in the house. Paul Plebs also says Hexodl. Yeah, I haven't even talked about Paul Plebs. To be honest, Hexodl, I haven't even looked at that one. I know a couple other YouTubers have covered it, and I probably should get around to it, and maybe I should. But I just keep getting so busy with so many other ideas and other things, I never quite get around to Paul Plebs. But yeah, Hex Force 1 in house there. Another one, a good example, though, Hexodl. I'm a day 356 Hexkin. Made Hex my new 401k and very happy with their decision. Nice one, Hex Force 1. You know, that's the other thing is thanks for the Hex Force 1 because you remind me of some of the other pump mentors. You know, we've got the Hex Investment Trust. You know, we've got this in play in Kinetics, and Wales only been working on this very hard with their team. It's so good. You know, it's bridging Hex and putting it into NASDAQ and things. This is the end goal, right, for this trust, just like Grayscale has done for Bitcoin. The Hex Investment Trust is, you know, if it gets to its full fruition with a public listing, is going to do for Hex. And that's why I mean we're still so very early. And once we get access to NASDAQ and things like that, we're open up to all the big capital markets all around the world. We recently saw BlackRock getting involved, and of course into the crypto in a bigger way. And of course you can see that Hex Investment Trust is going to do that for the gateway. We obviously got active whales like Rack and Rochelle, Overwatch, everything blockchain technology, all coming into the space and building in Pulsechain Hex ecosystem. So really cool, and making big investments not only in financial terms but also in technology and services. So pretty exciting place to be in. And I probably should pull up my waterfall chart just to show you some of the things that are coming up in the future that are really going to have a big impact on Hex. And of course, there's going to be lots of things that happen in the Hex ecosystem that aren't on this chart, but these are definitely some of the big things and are coming up. So, you know, we got Power City Flex. We obviously got Maximus and Icosa. Everyone, we talk about that all the time. The Heart Wallet, of course, Vector's working on that. Fiat on-ramps, off-ramps, and of course, we may have a couple of solutions around that in place coming up. We've got, obviously, the Hex Investment Trust going public. We just talked about that. ISA Stakes, we talked about that. Pulsechain, of course, it's going to be a juggernaut in the space in crypto. And, of course, the vertical integration is where Richard's heading to. And, of course, it's going to have lots of surprises around there. AB Exchange, Rack and Rochelle, Overwatch, talk about that. That's coming up. And, of course, this is one of the big things, man. We're going to have in our ecosystem liquid loans, fiat, and, you know, forks of Aave, forks of liquidity, other lending services. They're going to bring in massive leverage into the space. So it's going to be super exciting to see those operate in terms of people taking, you know, and having its own stable coin as well, coming in and buying up Hex and buying up Pulse and buying up Pulsex and all sorts of stuff. Really is amazing. And of course, Pulsechain with Pulsex is absolutely going to supercharge asset values as people will accumulate in a big way that we just can't comprehend at this stage. So there's some massive things. Now, all these numbers in here are all indicative and, of course, based on different assumptions. So, but these are, if you take in any case, the things that are coming up, it's going to be amazing. And, of course, there's so many surprises going to come that not on this waterfall chart. They're going to eat up the Hex supply. It's going to be crazy. And, of course, the prices in turn. So really is going to be a lot of fun. And lots of things happening around the space. So very exciting. Let's see if anyone else got more ideas. Here's the Hex chart at the moment, 4.9 cents. Pretty much what we had in the first live stream. So not much change there, which is good. That's good. D-Hex says Hex is amazing, pays every day. Hey, that's the other thing. Thanks for bringing that up, D-Hex. So that's why it's great. I knew that you guys would prompt my mind. And of course, you know, we've got amazing stuff just within the Hex contract as well, which keeps surprising. And of course, that is the share rate. The share rate is, you know, people talk about it being Nobel Prize worthy in terms of the way it allocates compound interest. And of course, I don't know of any other mechanism that has done this. And of course, that would be something that maybe someone should make an application to Nobel. Then, of course, we've got Kyle Dev deeply involved with that too. And of course, you know, eventually people are talking about, you know, T-share price being worth a Bitcoin or more than a Bitcoin just to get T-share prices. So someone might say, hey, I've got a Bitcoin. Well, I've got a T-share. No way. Have you got a T-share? Oh my goodness. That's the kind of the what might happen in the future. And I suspect it's going to happen very, very excitingly so. So that's pretty amazing. And of course, the T-share payout as well. Richard obviously designed the project there with his devs around, a Bitcoin being a better Bitcoin with a proof of work change. And that's exactly what Hex has been doing, where we get the inflation and not the miners. And of course, we don't necessarily have to dump that on people's heads to pay electricity costs and new mining equipment costs. So we have optionality around that in terms of just scraping interest and things like that. So it's pretty exciting. And of course, the T-share rate also gives an option for people over time to get in if you based on your own decisions. So you actually impact your own wealth position and have a fair go at getting in, because the share rates only keep going up. So you decide to get in today, you're going to be better off than someone that gets in later on, right? And that's a fair thing to have. So pretty cool. The other thing, of course, if people break their responsibilities, there's penalties, right? And we get 50% of the penalties. That's pretty exciting. And of course, the Origin account seems to be acting like a benevolent financial manager, as we said, talk about the big payday, staking so high, and of course regulating APY as well. So it's pretty exciting. Regulating APY, regulating inflation seems to be a pretty cool system going ahead. So very nice. All right, so that's some good points there, DHex. Appreciate that. Francis in the house. Hello, Francis. Good to see you. And let's jump back to the Hex chart. Here's Hex at 4.9 cents. Probably a bit easier to look at. Even in a bear market, woohoo, says DHex. That's right, even in a bear market. And let's have a pull up Hex info, because that's pretty cool since we're talking about some real highlights. Obviously, there's been tons and tons and tons of community highlights. We've got a lot of diverse personalities in the ecosystem. And of course, they've all played, a big role in different areas around the growth and the flourishing of the Hex ecosystem. And of course, now we've got Pulsechain as well. The Hex has obviously had to mature, so full of surprises we talk about with Pulsechain coming. Hex has had to open its arms a lot more to a lot of other communities because Pulsechain is going to have everything copied over from it. So there's a lot of cultural changes within the ecosystem, and of course, it's going to prove very well in the future for all the rich art tokens as well. So exciting. Richard's even got more diverse in his. If you go back and watch his previous YouTubes, shows he's really come out, and he's really an entertainer now as much as anything, and compared to his early YouTube videos. So he's definitely evolved over the years as well. So pretty fun stuff. And of course, we've had some pretty good highlights lately on BitBoy and other big shows like that. And of course, you can actually see behind the scenes here with BitBoy. BitBoy did a behind the scenes video here. Definitely worth watching. That's in Discord there. Check that out because that's pretty funny. And I've got a timestamp on that, so you go straight to the time frame. But that's pretty hilarious on that one. So check that out. Yeah, so looking pretty good there. There's Hex at 4.9 cents. Let's jump into some more comments here. We got Matt and Barley. Great to see you all. Also great to see RH on BitBoy's video again. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And of course, actually, I might post that in the chat there, just in case you missed it. There it is there. Definitely worth watching. It's kind of like behind the scenes. It's good, well worth watching them. So that's down the bottom. You can check that out. There it is there. Definitely check that one out. All right, so cool. What else we got going? I'm just trying to think. Some people might prompt my memory about certain things that we've had. Honestly, I used to spend a lot of time on Telegram, like too much time, and I haven't been on there for quite a while, as you guys know. But yeah, Telegram's great. I really enjoyed Telegram when I was on there. You have to be careful of all the scammers out there, though. That's definitely true. What else we got there? Dave Down Under, Hex Token, and Superman is the breakfast, the most important stream of the day. A nice one there, Dave Down Under. Appreciate that. It is definitely a lot of fun, that's for sure. What else there? Matt says, I didn't see any Hex, but I did sell Phantom at about 8 cents. Went on to around $4. Nice one there, mate. Yeah, the EVM chains. Alex is in the house. Good to see Alex. And Robson says, how we doing? Notice that the 08 has over 230 million worth of stable coins just chilling in the wallet. Imagine that did a single market buy for Hex. Hey, with the sacrifices, those are more surprises, right? So thanks for bringing that up, Robson. Is that all the sacrifices that we've had, over 5 billion Hex sacrifice, something like that. I mean, that's awesome. Getting that off the market, and of course, Sacrifice and Pulsechain, pretty awesome. And something like over 660 million stable coins, and some of those have been moved, interestingly enough, into other assets from the looks of it. So it's going to be fun. Fun to see that play out too. And what exactly will that be used for? There are more surprises in store, I'm sure, Robson, and fantastic for pointing that out. So I appreciate that. Who else have we got here? A couple more on the channel. It says Andrew's in the house. Howdy, everybody. So much going on in Hex community now with coin launches. Icosa done. Next Maxi. Team Perpetual coming soon. Very exciting. Very excited, says Andrew. Very excited. Yeah, very exciting, says Xodl too. That is so true. It's a variance, in my appearance, variance hex site. Hex site. Yeah, true. Amazing. Hexing, says Hexodl. I like that. I like what you did there. Hexodl says, check the testnet stuff, says Hexodl. Which testnet, Hexodl? Which testnet you're talking about? Crypto Kobe in the house. Let's go. Hey, Crypto Kobe, good to see you. And Matt and Barley said that wasn't so nice. That's the moral didn't sell too early. I sold it about 6x. It went to do over 300x. I see. Right, Matt. That's unfortunate. But that happens. That's the way it happens. Typically, hot time in the market rather than time in the market typically plays off quite well for you. All right, so there's the Hex at the moment. We're at the bottom of this. Not bottom. We're at. We end up starting the day at 4.7 cents. We're currently at 4.9 cents, and we have a high of 5.2. Let's jump over to Whalebot and see what's been going on there the last 5-6 hours. So we're going to screen back, see if we've got anything happening there. Nothing, I don't think. Is it 17 hours? No, nothing. We've had virtually nothing happen there, that I can see in the last 6 hours. So nothing, yeah. Nothing has happened there. I'm not sure who that is. All right, cool. All right, let's jump over to the liquidity. I just want to see what it would take for us to get to, let's say, get to 6 cents or something, or even back to, let's say 6 cents. So it probably cost $1 million, let's say $1 million if we had $1 million net buying. So 5.7, take us a bit more than that. So 1.3 million maybe. 1.3 million. Yeah, 1.3 million to get us back to 6 cents. So that's pretty interesting. And let's see what it would take to get back to 10 cents. Probably 4 million, is it? 4 million? 1, 2, 3. No, more than that. So let's say 5 million. $5 million to get back to 10 cents. More than that. So, boy, okay, that's quite a bit there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 5.2 million. No, higher than that. So maybe 5.5. Let's go 5.5. That's pretty even there. And see if we get 10. Yeah, so just under 5.5 million to get us back to 10 cents on the Hex chart there. So let's see how much buying comes in from Maximus. That would end up being 77 million from here. So that would be, if we do 600 million on Maximus, 10% goes to market buy, then, that's probably going to reasonably get us up to 10 cents. And of course, that excludes, we're at 77 here, so maybe up to 9 cents. But of course, we have other buying and selling going on in the market as well. So we'll be watching that pretty closely. The higher base that we start off, the higher the price will be, pretty much that by the time Maxi comes out, and maybe a launch date around September, the beginning of September there. Especially with Pulsechain, doesn't seem like it's going to be on. At least we're going to hopefully get something from T-Money soon on that one. It's due Monday, US time. All right, cool. Let's have a look at the rest of the cryptos at the moment. Let's see if anyone else got any more comments on there. What else we got there? Your farms and section. Yeah, we're going to. We'll go to the test net. We're going to check that out. We'll go check that stuff out on the Pulsex. Hexol says your Twitter says Vitalik ETH added you to the Ethereum drops. Yeah. Just a scam on Twitter. That one. You can also talk about the new safe airdrop from Gnosis. Says Hexodl. Yeah, so that's definitely coming out. Is if you've got stake wrap and you've been staking through the smart wallet, I think you're going to get airdrop for that. So that's cool. Hexol says there's a spreadsheet with all the allocations for all smart wallets, and I allocated my staker wallet on it. Nice. I don't have that here, so let me know where that is. Let's have another poll. Are we going up or down in the immediate short term? Says Matt. Yeah, let's put that poll out. That sounds like fun to me. Let's have a look here. What's the short term? I guess it's Hex price up or down. I guess that's what you mean. And short term. People can decide what short term is, I guess. Let's go up, down, and unsure. Let's try that. All right, cool. There we are. There's a poll out there. Nice one, Matt. Hexodl says, oh, you got the docs? Oh, nice, Hexodl. Appreciate that. Let's go check that out. Let's go check that out. Cool. All right, let's pull it up. So this is Hexodl. Just gave us the safe for Gnosis safe. And you can find your addresses on there. So that's cool. And that is in the chat there. So nice. What's that? ETH holdings, number of actions, transactions, etc. That's pretty cool. All right. How many addresses on here? How many addresses? Let's have a look. 45,000. Woohoo! 45,000 addresses. Not sure how many. Some of the ones at the bottom don't have anything. So that's cool. I'll definitely check that out. Thanks for that, Hexodl. That's cool. That is the what did you say that was? That was the safe airdrop for Gnosis Safe, which if you've done StakeRap with the smart wallet, you would have had that. So cool. Nice little insight there from Hexodl. Good morning, all. Congratulations on 5555, Superman. Well deserved. Hey, Hexbucker, appreciate that. And as you know, big shout out to everybody in the UK, Scotland, England, Ireland, and Wales. Woohoo! Hexbucker makes me triggers me for that one. Yeah, this one says Hexodl. Nice. Was that the second one? That's the same one. Cool. You can sort by final tokens. Nice. Where's final tokens there? Final tokens at the top here. Very cool. All right, nice. Okay. So check that out, everybody. I've saved it to my favorites, so I can pull that back up. Let's have a quick look at where Hex is at the moment versus USD. So Hex from the all-time low till now is 865x up high. From compared to Bitcoin is 300x, and compared to Ethereum is 73x from the all-time low there till now, which is the 5th of January 2020. So holding up like a boss there. The all-time low to all-time high, 9,000x, 1,500x for BTC, and 400x compared to Ethereum. So that's up at the 52 cent mark or so. So that's pretty neat. All right, cool. That is on Hex Info. So a pretty cool site. We used to use that a lot, of course, for all the AA launch. We had all these AA launch charts here down the bottom. So used to use that all for the AA lobby. That's all gone. So you can see the adoption amplifier yesterday. It's got the ETH going in there. So it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. And then we had the counter. The counter used to go across here until we got the day 351 there. Pretty nice. And of course, the amount of Bitcoin claims, 2.82% of Bitcoin holders that were claimable, I think was about 9.5 million Bitcoin were eligible and actually claimed. So yeah, 256,000 Bitcoin. It was 8.8 million. So 8.8 million. Oh no, that's two. Yeah, so 9 million. Yeah, just over 9 million. So I was right there. Was able to claim. So cool. What else we got there? Some old AA lobby stuff there. Yeah, AA lobby stuff in there. You can see all the AA lobby there. Yeah, 21,000 ETH. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it started rocking up here later on. So some nice stuff in there. Well worth looking out if you want to look at back in some Hex history there with the Hex info. Let's get into the rest of the charts at the moment. We've got Hedron at 20,038. This is 20,038 on Hedron at the moment. Let me just jump out of that comment there. Hexodl says Control F your staker address on that website. The first link was the same, but I think it had my wallet selected. I see. Okay, sorry about that, Hexodl. That's there. Okay, cool. All right, let's go out there. And where are we going to? We're going to go check out Maxi. Maxi at the moment is at 80% premium over Hex at the moment. So it's just managed to climb back up again at 80%, but it did drop down just earlier. Remember on the hourly chart here at 87 earlier. So with a big volume play there. I actually didn't look at the volume play at the time, but that definitely happened. Maybe I should look at that because have I got it yet? No, I can't see it on this one. I have to pull it up separately. Okoza currently $1.43 for Okoza at the moment. So let's see where the Hex price can go. Got up to 5.2 cents on the hourly. It's currently down at 4.9. So it's actually a pretty nice little comeback there. Let's have a look at the BNB memes. We got just under 0.5% for Pulse Dodge, P33. Oh, P33's gone down. At least Pulse Dodge has gone up there. Pulse Dodge has gone up there on the daily. P33 is down at 12.6 cents on the daily there. And of course, the IM is sitting at 8,500. So the only one to really have a bit of a move is the Pulse Dodge there. So look at the airdrops, see where we're on. And the weight token actually been doing okay. It's kind of crazy, but it's been doing okay. It's currently at 65 of 100. I don't know how to say that, but it's currently just over 0.6 of a penny there. You can see it for yourself. You're getting into the hundreds there. All right, so we've got the PLSD there is currently at $3.90. So just cooled off there. Still waiting for the inflation, the staking and inflation for that project. And then we'll see where the kick fires again for that. Currently, the market at the moment, BTC at 21,400 and 21,400 for BTC with ETH at $1,600. And BNB was over $300 when we had our first live stream. Now down at 296 on the market there. Very cool. All right, what else we got going there? Everyone should have a staker app and also learn to use the seed and control it with the own via a Nexus Safe app. Well, yeah, some good advice there, Exodal. So definitely check that out, everybody. Now, link to Staker app is in the video description. If you want to use that, you can join up to that. There's two options there. You can use the smart wallet in there, which is the nicest, safest part. But you can also just paste in your current staking ETH address there as a read only. So you've got no interaction there, contract interaction. Just paste it in, and it will also show you all your stakes and everything else, your portfolio value. The other thing, of course, if you're wanting to know what the penalties are for any stakes, people ask that all the time. Then it auto calculates the expected penalties on the Staker app stakes, which is pretty neat. You don't have to do much mathematics there. But if you want to do the mathematics, there is also the formulas in the useful links on Discord here. So you can just scroll up to the links here in the Wikipedia and layman's guide. So they got a lot of that stuff in there. All right, cool. Now, Dipcatcher did have a few updates around Maximus, and of course, the next big thing following the minting phase for Icosa is Maximus, and of course, they've been doing a lot of testing there at the moment on the Maximus, and of course, here we are. This is 5 hours ago, so since our last live stream. Here we the day one test-based stake ended. It minted 1.538 Hex and split off 0.258 Hex and 67.5 thousand Hedron to send to the team. So looks like it's working pretty well on the Pulsechain test network, and it's going to launch obviously on Ethereum. Now, obviously, Dipcatcher was going to be speaking at PulseCon. Any updates on PulseCon? Quite sad. I was really looking forward to putting on a show for everybody. And lol at the misspelling of Tanto nominee on the website. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see here from T-Money in that time. Let me know in the chat if you've actually heard anything about that's verified that is anything about PulseCon, but we are waiting for T-Money apparently on Monday. So that's already Monday here, but Monday US time. Waiting for that. If you're an advanced tradie person, you understand perpetuals as being zero coupon bonds. Nice, I like that. Now, 3 hours ago, we'll be announcing the winner on live stream tomorrow morning. Get your entries in, must retweet and reply. So this is the 1,000 Maxi giveaway. Let me copy this. If you want to participate in this, the Maxi $1,000 giveaway. I think there's the link. I got 100 there. Let me go there. Boom. And we've got the poll on at the moment, so definitely get into the poll, everybody. So 1,000 Maxi giveaway. Got a wrong zero there, but that's the way to go. What type of in real life impact can Maximus DAO team members make together? Retweet this and reply here with your answer to get in. So this was back on the 31st of July. I actually thought this had closed off, but it doesn't appear to be the case. We'll be announcing a winner on live stream tomorrow. That's 1,000 Maxi. That's pretty nice. And of course, we also know that I think Gunther gave away 1,000 the other day, didn't he? Was it Maxi? No, it was Pulse Dogecoin. It was Pulse Dogecoin. So Maxi at the moment currently is 8.8 cents. So that's a pretty nice little gift there. $880 is it? Something like that. $100. Right. 1,000. 1,000 times $88, something like that. Anyway, it's a nice little gift. All right, cool. That is coming out. What else we got going in there? I would love to train an army of developers to build stuff with me. So that's kind of cool. Establish Maximus DAO School of Coding. Teach entry to mid-level coding. Teach principles to immutable code. Teach to launch on Pulse. Support higher level coders as part of business incubator or coding team. And that's a nice idea. The ultimate Hex staking ladder. I can't wait to mint my base. Trio, Lucky, and Decky says blessed on Jacob. So some cool stuff there coming from Dipcatcher. And of course, we've got, even though it's PulseCon, a little big question mark over PulseCon, we have got KSB TV, Power City, Nagabo, and stuff like the people like that actually doing a lot of stuff in Las Vegas. These were the satellite events around the official PulseCon main feature, and of course they're still doing quite a bit here. KSB TV is going to Las Vegas, and this is where we'll be during the week. So they've actually added one item from the looks of it. They got the Pulse Masters here. They've got the Pulse Masters golf tournament, 2 shotgun starts on the 5th, and of course they've got the on the 6th. They've got the DeFi 60 Ladies and KSB TV presents Rect Pleb Cabana Pool Party, which looks amazing. Actually, looks pretty cool. And then of course the Power City Pulsechain Community Party, doors open as well. That's going to be, obviously we've talked about that on the Power City. And then of course on the 8th of September they got the Happy Hour Leaving Las Vegas meetup at the Gatsby Cocktail Lounge, which looks like a new addition. So that's all coming up there too. So very cool on that with the KSB TV. I'll post that in the chat there as well. I think we've got James in the house, KSB TV. So cool. Hey James, welcome everybody. Hello, says James, and there is the link to the KSB TV. All right, so cool. Let's play out. We've got. I'm going to play probably a couple of ads around the golf tournament at the end of the live stream, so stay tuned for that. So that's kind of the cool stuff happening at the moment. I'm going to jump out of there. Now I'm going to go to PulseX, and just to remind you that PulseX, every couple of days I do yield farming, and I harvest the incentive token that we get. So we'll have a quick look at that and see how I've been getting on. I've probably got quite a bit because I don't think I've done it for a few days. And we'll see. The other thing, of course, the sacrifice checker. If you've sacrificed with Pulsechain and PulseX, remember there is a new update the 13th of August there. So definitely check that out on the Staker app. And I'll post that link in the chat there as well. Hey, good to see DB. Hey, DB, good to see you, DB Cooper. One more day to Pulsechain. There's the Staker app. Sorry, there's not Staker app. There's the Pulsechain sacrifice address. Definitely check that out. All right, so let's jump over to PulseX and harvest our tokens. I think I'm on Pulsechain. Am I? I think I am. Let me just jump over to Play Wallet there. Let me refresh. All right, let's go to the farms. So we're going to go earn farms, hit the farms, and are you kidding me? What's going on here? How much? Oh, no, I'm still got the capital loss at the moment. Still down about probably 400,000, 350 to 400,000 at the moment. So Brendan's probably laughing at me there. But I've still got 112 million PLSX PLS pool. The AP what's the APR at the moment? 24%. What's he earning? 73%. Oh gosh, he's still killing me on the APR there. But hey, that's all right. Anyway, I got 92 incentive tokens with $3,800 at the moment, so we're going to harvest those on the old PulseX. Now, if you want to play around PulseX, I've got a whole ton of videos on Discord. Richard Hart always says, practice on the official bridge and the PulseX. So if you want to get to those, we've got video tutorials here on Pulsechain Bridge and PulseX tutorials. Check them out. They're all pretty short, 2 to 5 minutes. And we've got useful links at the top here, as well as in the video description, all about Pulsechain and PulseX. So check those out. You can see them all there. So pretty cool. And you can see the sacrifice checker apps there as well. Everything is in this list that I can think of. The most stuff in there. So cool. Let's jump away from there. We've got PulseX. That's harvested. We harvested that. So if we actually go to the MetaMask wallet, we actually can see all that stuff in there at the moment. So I've got a little bit of test pulse in there. I've got 5.2 million PulseX at the moment. Got $100,000 of USDC almost. I got 92 incentive tokens there. 12,500 Hex at the moment. I got quite a bit of Hedron here, right? 115 million Hedron. And a few other things. Got some, I don't know where that came from. That's fake. I got some Texan tokens, some Icosa version 2 testnet stuff. I got 5,000 Maxi as well. So I got a bit of odds and sods there from the tutorials that we've done on here. But in any case, let's take our tokens. We can go back up to trade exchange and we'll take our incentive tokens and we'll buy some more. Let's take the incentive tokens there. We're going to sell that for how much pulse? We need some pulse, right? So let's get some pulse. We're going to sell that for pulse. And let's go. Let's swap them. Now remember, when on Pulsecheck, sorry, every trade is 0.29% of every trade value is going to fees, and of course 0.22% goes to of that in percentage terms goes to the liquidity provider, and the 0.07% of that goes to the buy and burn, which is going to be amazing. We haven't seen this before. You can see the numbers there: 0.22% to LP holders, and of course 0.07% towards the PLX buy and burn, which is going to be a game changer in crypto. People are going to be talking about this, obviously, with the AMM bot doing super harvesting of all the dexes and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of fun to see all this play out with the buy and burn as well. It's going to be so cool. All right, so let me just confirm that swap, and away we go. So that should be pretty fast. We've got the activity there, swapping exact tokens for ETH rather than a multi-call. We just doing a straight switch there. So you can see my incentive token's gone out of the wallet now, and now I should have Pulse. It should have Pulse. There are 681,000 Pulse. Woohoo! Now I know everybody's going to be after Pulse when Pulsechain launches. There are only 43,000 wallets or so, give or take, with people with Pulse in them at the moment, and 70% of the supply is controlled by 1,000 wallets. So the top 1,000. So that's going to be pretty crazy. People are going to be wanting their Pulse. Now, if you're a big player of Pulse, you'd be, wanting to play a bit of a long game, I would have thought. But there's always going to be some short-term players. Yeah, we're going to find out what that's going to be like. Expecting to be maybe 30.5 trillion Pulse plus another up to 3 trillion Pulse in the AMM bot harvesting. So yeah, that's right. You have the ETH Pulse. So yeah, it's going to be fun to watch that play out. And Pulsex maybe around about 17 trillion Pulse in the public hand. So these are public numbers, excluding the Origin account sacrifice wallets. So cool. We've got our poll on at the moment. We've got Hex price up or down in the short term, 28 votes. Let's see how we go with that. We'll probably close that off in another 13 minutes or so. We'll make that half an hour. That poll seems pretty good. What else we got going? So yeah, we've got this. I'm going to pull up my Pulsex, see whether I've got enough for putting this in. I need 1.3, so I'm going to have to flick this around and have Pulse in there instead because I haven't got enough Pulsex. So that's $3,000 worth. And I need some Pulse left, so I'm going to take a couple of Pulse off there and just put a 0 on that one. So there we are. We've got 681,000 Pulse. It's going to require 2.6 million Pulsex. I have to put this in equal amount, right, if I'm going to go into the yield pool. That's cool. So I think that's looking good. So we're going to go to the liquidity and add that in. So we're going to click add liquidity. Actually, I've still got my Pulse Texan going there. I got 0.5% of the pool, which is pretty funny. So anyway, we just go in and we're going to add in. I don't know what's not showing the Pulsex. I guess there's a reason for that. Anyway, so we're going to add in Pulse and we're going to add in Pulsex. That's our liquidity provision. Let me just pull this down here, and I'm going to narrow this down so you can't see it all there. So we're going to add that all in. We're going to create that we're going to make that a 0, and that means that we're putting 681,000 Pulse in with the equal amount of Pulsex. So that's what we're doing here. Remember, this is based on Vision 2 Uniswap, so we can't just do one-sided liquidity offerings or provide liquidity for a certain part of the price curve. We have to do it get spread across the whole price curve, and we have to put equal amounts in for V2, the V2 version of Uniswap. So that's what we're doing here. That we're going to obviously a various fraction of the supply, but we will earn 0.22% of all trading fees in proportion to our share of the pool, which our share is very small, but we'll keep earning that anyway. Let's click the supply button. And we're going to confirm that. Bam. Let's confirm that. So this is going to add LP. It's going to be cool. We've got our processing there and the activity. Add ETH liquidity to ETH. So we've got that. That's all gone through. It's so fast on the Pulsechain testnet that it just happens just like that. Bam. All right. So you can see our Pulse has gone out now. Our Pulsex has gone out too. So we're going to go over to the farms again. And so not only are we going to earn that 0.22% fees of every single trade in that particular trading pair, we're actually going to also get LP tokens or liquidity provider tokens, which are our ownership tokens, and we can actually take those to the farms and earn a secondary token on that, which is actually more lucrative, generally speaking. And that's going to be the incentive token. So cool. Let's go and find our addition. Remember, we've already got 112 million LP tokens already, ownership tokens from a previous liquidity provider, which is currently worth $639 million. That was up over $950,000, and it should be worth probably around about $1 million or so. So we're out of the money on the capital side, but hey, that's just the way it goes. So we're going to add in, we got 1.3 million more LP tokens. So we're going to add that in and compound our incentive token rewards. That's basically all we're doing is compounding here. In terms of the pool. I'm just waiting for that to process. Let me have a look. Boom. All right, let's confirm that. So transaction submitted on the Pulsechain, so that shouldn't take too long. There it is there. You can see it's called a deposit in the ticket. Away to go, and that's already approved. So we can close out of that. And there we are. We're up to 114 million LP tokens now in there. And of course, we're going to earn just slightly more incentive token now that we've added on to that. So very cool. What's that? Another 0.75% or something higher, something like that. So very cool. That is it. We're going to harvest that in a couple more days. So stay tuned. Let's have a quick look at the buy and burn, see what that's up to at the moment on the Pulsex. I think we're up to a pretty good number. 65 billion has been burned on Pulsex with the buy and burn. Obviously, when it goes when it's real life, it's going to be pretty insane. We haven't had a lot of trading volumes on the test network. Obviously, not a lot of people playing on here or testing on here at the moment. Our last big day was quite a while ago here. You can see the big candle, 2.5 billion. And there we are. So obviously, if we get at the moment, we're running at about 23 million on here, or even lower some days, 40 million. But if we get $1 billion of trade volume a day, then that's $700,000 of buy and burn on Pulsex. Beautiful, eh? Beautiful. So let's say if it's $100,000 a day, then it's 100. What I say, $1 billion, 100 million a day. That'd be $70,000. So there we are. We can see Pulse at the moment at 0056 and Pulsex at 0014 at the moment. What else? We've got Hex at $2.90. That'd be pretty nice, wouldn't it? That's the future right in front of us there somewhere as well. What else we got there? I'm just having a look, see if there's any new tokens that I can see. Maximus team, of course, up 173%. Nice. What else there? Maximus base there. We've got the base tokens trading. Oh, yeah, they're trading as well. The Maxi tokens trading. What was trading there? The team tokens trading up 173% there. That's pretty cool. Only it's pretty small liquidity on that one, so that's pretty nice. Nice. Yeah, we're going to have all those new tokens showing up on our spreadsheet soon. We've got the base, the Maxi and stuff, so looking forward to that. All right, that's enough with the testnet there. Hope you guys enjoyed that little preview again. What else we've got here? Monkey King says, create 555 stakes for your loved ones or family members, even $20, whatever you can afford. Nice one. I like that one. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the markets again. And we're going to close out of that site and have a look at the quad charts. I've got so many of these RSIs up that I need to get rid of them. So let me get rid of the RSIs and get rid of Maxi's RSI too. Get rid of that and pull that back in. So these are our charts at the moment. Of course, by the time probably mid-late September, we'll probably have all the rest of the charts. We're going to have the base token, the trio token, the lucky token, the decky token, and the team token. So we're going to have, what's that? 5 + 4, 9 charts in the Hex chart ecosystem by the time we leave September. It's going to be so cool. And then Pulsechain's not even launched because we're going to have a whole new tab for Pulsechain when it does launch. It's going to be so cool. All right, let's get in the chat. We've got a few more comments. James Bond says, I'm a testnet millionaire. I like that, James. I like that. Lol, yeah, Hexodal. Nice. I was a testnet millionaire until I wrecked myself there. Lol says Hexodal. That's hilarious, Hexodal. That's pretty funny. All right, so it is test network. Hey, look, some of the decisions I made on test network I did for the YouTube tutorials. Some of them I wouldn't have made otherwise. But hey, it wasn't about that. It's about illustrating how it works for those that are newer to crypto. Hexodal says how to make a million on test network, starting with 10 million in play. Yeah, well, that's what we kind of did. We did it though, Hexodal. We did it. We started off with like someone on the channel gave me like $100,000 worth of test coin or something like that ballpark. We turned it into $1 million. we turned 100,000 into $1 million. We 10x'd on the testnet early on, and since that time I've just been willy-nilly spending it here and there. We've still got still got all those LP tokens. They're just not worth $1 million now. They're worth like 650,000. But hey, look, if those prices go back up with some decent day volume, we'll be able to capture that value back. That's hilarious. Nice one, Hexero. All right, cool. Let's get into it. How we're doing? 55 minutes. Yeah, you did well on testnet. Yeah, you saw it. You saw it. I'm pretty sure you were watching at the time. I'm pretty sure. All right, cool. Brennan's the other one that's on testnet. Brennan does a lot of stuff on testnet. He's got the better yield. He's got 3 times better yield than me. I just can't remember what principal he's got. I think he made a bit amount of money the other day speculating on front running some of the tokens when they launched. Let's go with 25 minutes. So let's see how we're going. We've got let's keep this open for 5 more minutes, and we'll see how we get the poll with the hex price there. We'll leave that open for 5 more minutes. Half an hour sounds good to me. That'll bring us up to an hour on the live stream as well. Hope you guys are having a good time. Don't forget dollar cost average, and of course, set your limit orders. Look, if you'd had a limit order down here around the 3.6 mark or 5 cents or something like that, you may have got filled there. And of course, you just never know your luck, right? So you never know your luck on that one. All right. Let's jump back here, have a quick look at the BTC, 21,420, ETH at 1594. We are currently, what is it, 15th? So let's say 8 days plus 15, 23 days, about 23 days away from the ETH merge at the moment. So 23 days. So just over 3 weeks away. So still a long time. We could have a second rally on ETH. And maybe we'll get that after the big pullback. Maybe we'll get that second FOMO rally on ETH. And before we get, I know we've got the Mt. Gox, but I'm not. I don't know if the Mt. Gox is going to quite make that bigger dent on the BTC, but we'll see. The volumes should be pretty low. Also depends on how it gets paid out, things like that. What I was going to say was, we've got still got that window of opportunity. Maybe now that Pulsechain's not going to be on, maybe Tipcatcher won't wait till Pulsecon to announce, which was 6th of the night somewhere. Maybe we'll get that earlier now. Maybe we'll get some sort of launch because 28th is when they're going to wrap it up, I think. So hopefully we'll have a launch dates by then. And then we may get an 8 August or early September launch announcement and a launch. And that's going to run for 21 days for the team token. What will that do, though, man? What will that do to the supply of Maxi? Remember, 20% of the Maxi that goes into the team token is going to be burned. 50% goes to the mystery box. And of course, 30% goes to the 369 if you hold the team token, and that's going to go back to you. Now, the mystery box does get a double copy of all the team tokens. And of course, I guess, will the mystery box be benevolent and presumably so, although no expectations, right? And see how that operates. And of course, will the Hedron deployer has already showed its benevolence by burning 1 million Maxi, and of course, reduced the Maxi supply by 1/3 of 1% already. And so, what else we're going to see with the second layer derivatives? These Hexagon devs are really they're really doing some cool stuff, and of course, paying it forward as well from the looks of it so far with some of the cool things that they're innovating with the contracts. Obviously, Alex and Icosa also, putting these little secret functions in the Hedron and secret functions in the Hedron, and of course with Icosa as well. And it looks like there could be some pump mentals around the burn Hedron deployer possibly. It's going to be fun to see all that play out. So it's going to bode well. Hexonium says, told you all in the comments to stay, I'm buying more Hex. Hexonium says Bitcoin will only double next bull market. EHEX will do at least 10x. This is no financial advice, just my thoughts. I like it, Hexonium. I like it. It's in the beat in the what's in the bar in the something. It's in the beer. It's in the beer. The money is made. Stay strong, boys, and DCA into the moon. Nice one, D1. That's a good idea. All right, let's pull up the Hedron deployer and let's have a look and see what that's looking like at the moment. And yeah, 9.3 million at the moment, the current market prices. 600,000 in ETH value. Let's have a look at the makeup of this and let's check out what's happening here. So we've got 62.8 million Hex in there, and of course that's $3 million at the moment. This thing, you can see this thing go up in value pretty quickly as asset prices recover. We've got Hedron here at 1.5 trillion Hedron, and we've got what, that's $3 million. USDC at $2.1 million. $1 million a die in there. Wrapped ETH, there's a bit of wrapped ETH in there, but Maximus, look at us, 20, even more now, 26.6 million maxi in there, and with $1 million already gone to the burn address. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's check that out. Actually, let's take the copy of that, and let's have a look in here. And boom, let's go in here and check that out. I'm sure there was another way of going, but we're going to use this way. 26 in here. It was also the #1 maxi holder of maxi now, obviously by a country mile, really. But let's have a look at the burn that they did the other day. I think it's on page like maybe 4 now. Let's have a look here. It's on page 4. Might be page 4, I'm guessing. So in 4 is even further back now because we've had more transactions. Yeah, okay, page 5 now. Look at that. Hedron deployer, a burn. Hedron deployer, null address 1 million maxi. And of course, Dipcatcher said that he burnt, when he was illustrating the burn ability, that he did 3 maxi or something like 3 maxi. And of course, this is 1 million maxi here from another project that's not even maxi. It sent 1 million to burn. How about that? Is that benevolence or what? So pretty cool. There. Let me know what you think about that if you want to in the chat. But yeah, 26.6 million. Let's actually close that down. Let's see how that ranks in the top holders. Obviously, that's a clear country miles at 26.6 million Hedron deployer, and of course, the second biggest wallet, 5 million, 4.4, 4.2 on the maxi holders there. So yeah, it's a juggernaut there. Pretty crazy. It's currently, what's that, 9% of the supply, excluding all the other stuff. So nice. All right, let's jump out of there. That was a cool little checkout for sure. And there is Hex on the left on the hourly. We got Hedron on the right on the daily there, 2,034. Maxi at an 8.8 cents, but we actually switched over to the premium. Premium is 80% at the moment over Hex. And of course, I actually can't even pull that up there. Let's pull that up there. That's on the daily, on the hourly, but that's the hourly chart. And then, of course, Icosa there on the daily at $1.43. What else we got going? Hex Hodl says ETH is dumpermentals at the moment, says Hex Hodl. What's up, man, says Walked in Pulse. Hey, good to see you, Walked in Pulse. Yeah, well, ETH there, 1583 at the moment. So that's where it is. What else? I think that's it. Let's. I think we're going to wrap up our poll. Let's see how our poll is at the stage. 30 minutes. Yeah, so let's end the poll. I think we're wrapping up there. We're up to 1 hour and 3 minutes. It's working out pretty nicely with the timing. Let's jump over to the poll. It's going to pop up there. So Hex price up or down in the short term. Let's follow pull. This is the full chart. And Hex price up or down in short term. Up 42%, down 40%, unsure 70%, and that's 40 votes. So up has the slight majority there, just a slight majority, but almost a split race there, almost a split race. Cool. So yeah, my chart here is on a different time zone. I've got, so Dex Tools here. This chart's still got 6 hours to go. No, it's 5 hours to go. This chart's still got 5 hours to go until this candle finishes. Whereas on a Dex Screener, my charts have just under probably 17 hours to go. So 17 hours to go if I move to Dex Screener. So they're all on slightly different time frames. So yeah, it will depend on what chart you've got, what hours are being included. So this is the daily on Dex Screener. You can see that it's red on here. You can see that they're both different. So this one here is still going. Still got 5 hours to go on that one, but this one's got 17 hours to go on this one. Yeah, just depends on which chart you're looking on the daily. So you will get a little bit of that going on. Welcome to the bottom of the world. What the bottom of the world? All right, we got who else in there? We got Lies Beneath in the house there. Hello all, Hex, eHex, PLS, and PLX for the win. Absolutely, Lies. Good to see you in the house, by the way. Hey, Hex Otto says, Matt Barley says, thanks for the poll, everybody. Are the majority usually wrong? Well, the majority was only a slight majority there, like a really slight majority there, Matt. So it looked pretty much like a split vote to me, 42, 40%. It's not a big, big indication one way or the other. Staking it until you make it, says Rothko. It was a nice little pullback to 4.9 cents. We got it at 5.2. That was not bad. Thanks for your stream, says Matt. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so cool. Let's. How are we doing for time? We're coming up to 6:46. We're up to an hour and 5, so we're probably going to wrap it up here now. And I'll be back on tomorrow with 2 more live streams. And I'm going to finish out with. I'll play a couple of videos on the way out. Hopefully, some of those will be pretty interesting. So look, hold on to that one. All right, let's find out some cool mix on the way out here. We're going to play Power City Core, and I'm going to have a few other videos. So stay tuned. All right, take care, everybody. And thanks, everybody. 5555, we did it. And I really do appreciate the support. And, of course, we're not going anywhere. 2 live streams a day. We're going to be rocking it up here. We're currently up to 5582 subscribers already. And, of course, next target, 6,000 on to the big one, 10K. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Woohoo! All right, let's play out the video. But before we do that, we've got one more comment. We're going to Liza is going to rewatch the vid now. Nice one, Liza. And Roth's going to house there. Thanks, man. You're welcome. What's that? Hexonium says, just my thoughts on PLS. This will be very, very volatile and will stick a 30x in the first year. PLX will be a champion that will maybe 45x. Nice one, Hexonium. Appreciate that input. Volatility is definitely going to be in the game. Take care, all says Lies Beneath. And Dark Matter, John's in the house there. Nice, got a Kiwi flag there. Nice finish there, Dark Matter. And of course, see you all next time. AX. Thanks for dropping some of those cool information as well. Juan there. Good morning from Grand Canary. Hey, Grant, Juan. We're just wrapping up now, but it's great to see you in the chat. Let's play out some music on the way out. Here we go. Power City Core. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Oh, I missed it. Here, it's coming. I just lost it there. It's time for dinner. It's time for some dinner, I think. All right, take care. Peace.
Join Hex Ladies at the Pulse Masters Golf Tournament on September 5th, 2022. This event is the official kickoff to PulseCon Las Vegas. Individuals and teams of 4 of every skill level are invited to party with us on the golf course at the renowned Revere Golf Club. There will be 2 shotgun start times. This is an event you do not want to miss. Come mix and mingle with golfers and influencers from all over the crypto space. Visit ksb.tv/golf for more info and to donate. You can also donate to Hex Ladies on Cash App.
Swing. That's looking good. Oh, yeah. That's in the hole. Whoa.